it's all about timing. In real estate, they say location, but here it's all about timing. The timing could not be perfect for people here in Washington, D.C. to be talking about what's happening on the continent. A lot of people say that Africa is the next frontier. A lot of tech companies are investing heavily in Africa. You have a lot of young people in Africa engaged in the development of their countries. So what's taking place here is a conversation between policymakers, tech people, young people across the continent, trying to figure out solutions and how to build their continent.
So, Paul, we know there are a couple of technologically developed, innovations in Africa. What are the experts saying, especially about technologies that are developed there? Say, for example, M-Pesa, Zipline that we've seen being used across Africa.
Terrific question. The intellectual balance of power has been shifting in our favor. In fact, one of our colleagues, Jackson, hosted an event about digitalization in Africa and what that means for Africa. It's all about some of these technologies that started in Africa. Take, for example, M-Pesa was developed in Kenya, but it has cut across, it has transcended borders. You look at Ziplines. Ziplines was developed in San Francisco, but it started out in Rwanda. It went to Ghana, it went to Nigeria. Now, most recently here in the United States, in North Carolina, they were using Ziplines to actually distribute vaccines. So that's the kind of digitalization that we are talking about, especially in the context of Africa. How can African innovators or contribute to the world and vice versa? How can the United States tech companies tap into the talent across Africa?
That's a good point, Paul. Are they tapping the youth of Africa into these United States institutions?
Oh, yeah, certainly. For example, the U.S. government has programs where they've been engaging youth directly, African youth directly. Take, for example, the YALI, the Mandela Washington Fellowship. That's an incredible opportunity for young people across the continent who come from Africa to interact with policymakers, government, learning institutions. So they spend some time here in order to transfer the skills that they get from here back to Africa. You also have a lot of people here in the diaspora that are doing incredibly well. They have had tremendous success in their areas of expertise. So that cross-cultural combination, I think it's a great thing for the US here and the people on the continent to be tapping in and learning how to engage these people directly. It's going to take, obviously, partnerships from tech companies, partnerships from the U.S. government and governments across Africa to make this happen.
Paul, you're one of those tech-savvy colleagues of ours. Thank you very much for your reporting. VOA's Paul Ndiho speaking to us from downtown Washington, D.C.